This Belle Delphine situation is absolutely brutal.
Would you still like to have an internet presence, even if it's a kind of a more vanilla kind of content?
I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and just like somehow delete everything or just kind of die in a sense.
Hello, you gorgeous donuts. Today we're going to be talking about one of the most notorious British creators there's ever been, and she goes by the alias Belle Delphine. If you don't know who she is, I'm going to take you on a timeline from how she first rose to fame all the way to the situation that's happening right now, because it's all come crashing down on her. So some of this woman's early classics include Meet My Best Friend, of course it's a dead octopus, why wouldn't it be? Hope that doesn't have an OnlyFans. An octopussy? That's awful, don't know why I said that. How's he got the pencil like that? Somebody give this octopus an exorcism, I don't quite think it's dead. This is actually traumatizing. Like, I remember watching this, like, when it first came out, but, like, watching it now is even worse. How did people just glaze over this? How did people just look at this and go, oh, it's a bit weird? No, this is really weird. Imagine being an octopus. One day you're swimming in the sea, just slapping your octopussy around. Next day you're in the bloody bath with some random lass with pink hair. Devastating. What a fall off for that octopus. I hope everyone in his TikTok chat is putting L's in it. Awful news. What a horrible day to be an octopus. She then gained massive notoriety in 2019 when she announced that she was going to be selling her own bathwater. What is this world? I would pay to see like somebody that like fought in a war to like save this country, and then they see what it became. You died so that woman could sell her stinky water. Well done, son. Done your country proud. Without you, this couldn't have happened. What a butterfly effect that is. So yeah, this was meant to be for her fans who are like gamer boys. It was like gamer girl water. She'd done this like promo video for it and everything.
What's up, gamer boys? It's time to get your gamer girl bathwater.
Why would you need that? Why does any gamer need gamer girl bathwater? That can't get you to the top of the leaderboard. Trust us, I've tried it, I haven't. First off, how is that even legal to trade? Like, if you were giving it to someone, I guess that doesn't break any laws. But when it becomes an actual transaction, surely that's illegal. How does that pass the health checks? Like, for all we know, Logan Paul and KSI could just be selling their own spit in Prime, right? Bit of food colouring, that'll do it. To be fair, they'd have to have a lot of spit. Don't really want to think about that, to be fair. Secondly, like, let's be realistic. Who actually is buying this? Like genuinely. Who is paying the money for someone's bathwater? How horny do you have to be before this is the thing that gets you off? Like, really, if you somehow have a bathwater fetish, just drink your own and just kind of pretend it's hers. Just need to check I have got my window closed, because if the neighbours are hearing what I'm talking about, they're probably going to call 111. There's just no justification for buying someone's bathwater under no circumstance. Some people that did try to justify buying it were YouTubers, as they did videos tasting it. Don't, bro.
So yeah, as you can see, it's quite musky, it's quite cloudy.
Why would the water be musky? Did she like fart in it? Ugh. Bro, no. No. Fucking get him out. He's gone. Lads, he's injured. No amount of views, no amount of money you could pay me to drink that water. I'm sorry. I don't care if it's real, fake, I'm not taking the chance. I mean, this did get 7 million views, so he probably made about £40,000 off this video, so I guess he's probably laughing in the bath watching this. Some even took it one step further and thought, you know what, drinking this just isn't enough. I really need to up these levels. Wait, he's vaping it. Shut up. YouTubers really will do anything just to get a little bit of notoriety. What are we doing? Why are we vaping someone's bathwater, sir? Do you not have like a partner? What have they got to say about this? Oh, are you doing today, Jim? Oh, I've got a 9 to 5. Right, just gotta sell some people insurance. What about you, Tony? Oh, I'm just gonna vape Belle Delphine's bathwater, see what it tastes like. Not really got much on the schedule today. Come on, people. He should have at least invited his mates, right? Be like, bro, should we just hotbox this fucking gaff right now with Belle Delphine's bathwater? Gonna be about 15 Nick, man. So the reason I am giving you a bit of background information on this is because it's later going to lead to the situation that is happening now. So Belle priced this water at $30 a jar, which again is just outrageous. To be fair, like my water bill is, you know, pretty much around that, the thieving bastards that are North East Water. So I guess she was kind of being competitive with the local market, you've got to give her that. She realises it's a cost of living crisis, right? And from doing this, she made a grand total profit of $90,000. Like, what? That's so much money. Like, at one point, my mum, I'm pretty sure, had 3 jobs, and I think it would have took her, like, probably around, like, more than 3 years, or around 3 years to make what she made in, like, a second from selling her own bathwater. It's kind of making me think, should I sell my own bathwater? You'd buy that, wouldn't you? Just quickly, guys, before we proceed with this video, make sure that you are subscribed to the channel so you can join the best community on the internet, the donuts. Oh. This small corner of the internet has grown every single day, and it would be a pleasure to have you, and you'll have loads of videos to binge watch when you're bored, just like this one. So yeah, press subscribe and let's get back to the video. So you might be thinking, wow, £90,000, like that's incredible. I bet she's over the moon with that. However, recently she's came out and wrote a tweet saying this: since it's been a couple of years now, I can finally share the biggest L I've ever taken. Not only did I not earn any money selling my bathwater, which is just an outrageous statement, I in fact lost money doing it. At PayPal, without any warning, closed my PayPal account and took the $90,000 that I earned from selling my bathwater. There was nothing I could do. I tried phoning them up and they just said, sorry, nothing we can do. Oi, give us me money for me bathwater, you bastards. I knew it would be a better news story to say that I made so much money from selling my bathwater, so I just kept it this secret. Ultimately, I'm still glad I did it, since it was a really funny time on the internet when it happened, and I still did mail out all the bathwater people bought from me, which I did all by myself. So, fuck PayPal, I guess. To be fair, that is absolutely mental. Someone at PayPal was genuinely like, what, she's made 3 times my salary just selling her bathwater? Nah, this is not happening. We're freezing that account. That bathwater's turned into bath ice. Now, not only did our account with all of that money get frozen so she couldn't access the funds, she actually got fined $2,500 for every single jar of bathwater she sold. That is mental. Not just all together, for every single item. Can you imagine that, like, email coming through? Genuinely, I don't know what to do. You've just got all of these emails coming through saying 2,500 fine, 2,000. My God, I got an email yesterday saying that my credit score went down by like 20, and genuinely, I just felt like kind of just running around the block and smashing my head off every single lamppost that I saw. It's like, oh! It actually was the water bill as well, so I probably should have bought Belle Delphine's water. I should have had that on like a reoccurring send. Just a side note though, imagine Belle Delphine's credit score after that. Like, she'd have to kiss goodbye to her Clara account. No more paying for a pretty little thing dress in 3 installments for you, love. Those days are over. Belle actually came out recently and said the reason why this was: I apparently broke one of their terms of service, and each time you break a term of service you receive a £2,500 penalty. So each payment of bathwater that went through was a break of terms of service, which resulted in minus £2,500 every time without me realising. My God, do you realise how dark that is? That is one of the worst things that can happen to someone. I know she sold her own bathwater, but still, they wouldn't tell me which PayPal rule I broke, and they wouldn't give me any more information because of security risk. So I don't know if it's because they don't allow sex workers to use their platform, or if they had a specific issue with me selling bathwater. Regardless, not even knowing felt shit. I probably don't think it's like specifically the bathwater. Receiving money for sending pics of your naked body, that's fine, but bathwater, that's where I draw the line, love. Unless it's got Lviv in, then maybe we'll give you a little pass, love. This is pretty outrageous if PayPal didn't tell her that she was breaking the terms of service, because that's kind of dark. Like, imagine if you didn't have the money to pay that. Like, obviously she's like a multi-millionaire, so that's probably not even going to touch the sides. But imagine if you were a small business and they find you this amount of money. What would you actually do? You just go on Instagram, see Elon Musk has bought a brand new pet. You're like, it's my bastard money for me cakes. Ugh. It's hard to come to like an overall verdict on this specific situation, because I feel like the fact that she sold her bathwater, like, you surely have got to expect that something's going to go wrong in this transactional process. That is just too dark. Like, it's just too weird. Like, surely that's got to be against some sort of law. But then secondly, she has, I guess, supplied a good, and she should get paid for that good. Let me me know what you think. Like, do you think she deserved to get her money? Like, I feel like it's such a weird thing. Now, moving on, you might be thinking, how did Belle keep her head above bathwater with all of this money coming out of her account? Well, we're going to take a look at a few of the controversial methods that she chose to kind of get her bag back up. One of the biggest ways that she tried to make her money back was from making a real life replica doll of herself. Yes, you did hear that right. Ever wanted to fuck me? No, just stop you right there, love. Right, there we go. See you later. Now you can almost fuck me. I'm selling my very own customised sex toy, including my own clothes and worn panties. Of course you are, love. Of course, why wouldn't you? Right, that's the question. It's basically me, but less annoying. To buy, just message me on OnlyFans. How did you one-up the bathwater? I feel like that was where we would draw the line here. How have you one-upped this? You've got to give credit to the... No, you don't. Is there anyone in this world that you would want a replica doll of? Please comment who you would want, and don't say me. Do you know who I would say, actually? This genuinely, from behind, looks so real. That looks like a person. If you never mentioned it was a doll, I wouldn't have knew. Look at the face. Like, that is so creepy. Can you imagine being like the parent of a child that has bought this? Like, your child. They can be like a teenager. They could even be in their 20s. But imagine walking into their room and going, "Oh, Stephen, you got yourself a new girlfriend, have you? Why is she not moving? Is she dead? Is she breathing? She's got no pulse, man." It's like, "Oh, don't worry, mum. That's just me sex doll. She's my best friend. Gonna take her to Nando's soon." This reminds me of the plot of like iRobot. I feel like it's gonna come to life and like batter you and then poses you to your family. The perspective in those photos made me look a lot smaller, but she's actually the same size as me. Well, that's good, love, because that's the question that was on my lips. If you're 5'5", you better hope that that's not 5'4", otherwise I'm going to be sending a return slip to you. How do you even create something like this? It's genuinely insane. It's so dark. I'm laughing, but it's genuinely dark. Like, who does this appeal to? It appeals to like the worst person on the planet. If you're buying this, why do you want to almost shag somebody? Just go out, touch grass, just talk to people. Now, if that wasn't like real enough for you, right? Like the whole doll thing, she actually does give you a little bit more information just to kind of secure your purchase. Another thing I didn't mention about my Belle Delphine is that it'll arrive to your house inside a coffin. Of course it would, right? I want that limousine pink delivering it, and I want everyone to drive slow. I want it to be like a proper funeral service. I want you walking in front of the car with a top hat on, okay, slowly, and I'm just there, just in the window waiting for it to arrive. Just when you thought it couldn't get any weirder, it always does. I want to say that you're self-aware, but I really don't think she is. This is probably the most outrageous thing I've ever seen. I don't have statistics on how well this sold. I don't know if she sold any, but I probably think she did. Unfortunately, there'll be somebody out there with a Belle Delphine doll. If you have, please comment. It feels a bit uneasy that you are watching my video, but you know, hope you're doing alright, fella. And this is like a constant theme with Belle Delphine. Like, she always seems to be trying to like outdo herself. Like, it's not enough. Like, and it's never enough fame. It's never enough money. Like, she always wants more and more. And this is why she's even been taken at cosplaying up to a brand new level, which has made people cancel her. My perfect first date. You can see by these photos, like, they're absolutely outrageous. Like, it's basically cosplaying like kidnapping. Like, the guy is clearly, you know, kind of got her against her will. Like, it's a very, very weird thing to post on the internet. Like, why are you fetishizing this thing? She kind of says it's like fun and it's like this is just what she likes to do, but you don't realize like the impact. Like, it's like you're not just kind of hurting girls here, you're also putting stuff in like young guys' mind that like they shouldn't even be seeing things like this when you're like 12 years old, because that's like the range of people that actually will be supporting her. Again, it's that thing. She kind of thrives on people kind of talking about her negatively. It's more like an infamous thing than it is a famous thing. She actually did do a response to this, which is one of the only things she has kind of responded to. There is nothing wrong with enjoying power play and BDSM when both people are consensual. I mean, you can't really say that both people in these photos are consensual. It's easy to say that now, but the photos that you give us with no context, they're not consensual. Not a chance, love. Oh yeah, I just love when someone kidnaps us, put us in the back of his van, ties us up, put tape over me mouth, and then pulls me knickers up. Pulls me knickers down, sorry. Up, he doesn't wedgie us. I think saying because I enjoy consensual non-consent is promoting It's the same as the argument that violence in video games promotes violence. I mean, that is so off. Like, that is, like, you can't compare that. Like, a kid playing a shooting game to you doing this. Because the kid knows that that's a shooting game. Like, it's a game. He knows that it's not real. The thing that you're promoting is real, is how people will actually look at your content and be like, oh yeah, that's okay. Like, I can do that to someone. Like, someone will actually think that. Also, guys, just quickly, I have got a Reddit, which I've started, r/Kirkham baby. I'm going to be doing loads of Reddit videos on my new Reacts channel. So if you want to join this, we're nearly at 1,000 members. The donuts are growing. We're going to have a really good community over there. Go and do that. And let's get back to the video. So yeah, she basically just kind of goes on to like not apologize. She basically pulls out statistics saying that like 31 to 61% of women have power play in them kind of fantasies, which I don't know why she's kind of like trying to act as if she's the spokesperson for women everywhere. It really just doesn't kind of work. It just kind of like reveals the kind of morals this person has. And recently she's also been on Louis Theroux's Spotify podcast somehow. Like, I know Louis kind of interviews random people that have like done awful things, but still, why would you get this person on your podcast?
Would you still like to have an internet presence, even if it's a kind of a more vanilla kind of content? Would that be fun, or that you see that as pointless?
I wish there was a way to kill me on the internet and just like somehow delete everything or just kind of die in a sense.
I mean, there is. Just stop posting and delete everything. Them two things are very, very possible. Yeah, you're not going to kind of get away that people know you as doing this, but if you right now want to stop that, you can. But you clearly don't, because you're going on Louis Theroux's podcast, who has millions of listeners a month. So you clearly, again, have that same desire to be famous, but you now want to be famous for a different reason.
I think
just like to
well, it'd be quite nice.
Disappear would be a nice
Yeah,
way of saying
maybe
it.
close the chapter.
So there, she's saying like she still wants to be famous. She just doesn't want to be famous for that stuff. Like, she's already done that. Now she wants to do her own thing. But it's like you can't, because the reason that you're on this platform in the first place, the reason why Louis Theroux wants to interview you, is because of what you've done. He doesn't want to talk about really what you're going to be doing now, because that's not of interest to anybody. Like, it was your decision to do this outrageous content, and that's the reason you blew up and became a millionaire. But you have to live with that now. You can't just now say, oh, by the way, I'm done with that, so now everyone else is. It's like, that was a decision you made. You could have easily have just made an OnlyFans like other people do and just post like the normal stuff on OnlyFans people do and not feel that bad about it. But you had to take it to a new level and do all this kind of disgusting things to kind of get more famous and more money. So yeah, you kind of deserve for people to look at you in this way. I know that sounds kind of harsh, but you know, people that do normal OnlyFans, like, go for it, like, unreal, like, get the bag. But I just feel like there's a difference from that thing in this thing. I have honestly little sympathy towards her on this situation.
Well, what you can do is just, as we were saying, disappear. Stop doing anything. Maybe what you're saying is like, rather than fizzle out and have the kind of lower rated non-adult content, you'd prefer just to be completely gone.
I'm not interested in the fame aspect of it, so there would be nothing really holding me on at that point.
That is like, you can even see in her face, like, that's a complete lie. The one reason that you've did this is for the fame. The one reason that you keep one up and everything is because you want people to talk about you. If you were just posting naked photos, people wouldn't be talking about you and you would be earning a good living. But you want people to talk about. This is the one thing you want. This is the reason you're on this podcast.
I think once it's run its course, just leave it.
So yeah, she's basically saying like, now, like, I'm done with that, like everyone else should be. And love, that is just unfortunately not how it works. Look, I know I'm being quite like harsh on her there. Like, I can see it from her point of view. Obviously, she's probably grew up a lot from then, and now she's like, oh my god, I'm kind of embarrassed of what I was doing before. Like, that is outrageous. I can't believe I was actually kind of doing some of the things I was doing. Can we please forget about this? Now I've got different morals. Now I've got an actual life. I probably want to have kids. I don't want them seeing their mom like this. I get it, right? And I would probably feel the same way. The only thing is, I wouldn't do the previous stuff to make you feel that way. Another reason why I just have like a lack of sympathy is because like, she's a multi-millionaire off doing all of this, and now she's got her money. She's like, well, it's all right now. And that's again not how it works. Like she said in an interview with Logan Paul, that I think she was making like over £1 million a month.
How many subscribers do you have on your OnlyFans?
I'll just say it. I think we're all like the main people on OnlyFans are roughly earning the same, I think, from what I know. And at the moment, it's like £1 million a month.
A mil? I need to get myself an octopus. I need to get an octopus in that bath right now. A mil a month? What? No wonder now you're like, yeah, I just kind of want to live a normal life now. I want to leave the house without people saying dodgy shit to us. Now, one thought you might be thinking is like, how do our family react to this? Like, how's our dad reacting? How's our mother reacting? Just recently, Belle came out and said that her dad actually disowned her because of the content that she makes. An article came out from the Business Insider which said Belle's father, who still resides in her native South Africa, was the only member of her family who didn't know about her line of work. How did he find it? That's the question I want to know, right? If he didn't ask her. Imagine he's just scrolling TikTok, he's like, oh, there she is, Belle. Oh my good God, what is she doing? He went crazy. The messages he was writing, it was just horrible. But he's always been like that, so it's not something I wouldn't have expected. You want your dad to be supportive of everything you do. You know, from her point of view, she's like, Dad, I'm making all this money, like, can you please be supportive of me? But I still think you should have maybe have told him. I'm not a dad, but if I was a dad of a child that was going to do this, I would want them to just keep me in the loop. I wouldn't want to see it when it was at its highest point, because that would be too overwhelming. I'd need to just kind of get myself I don't even know. She also discussed how her mum feels about it all.
I think my mum probably does regret maybe a little bit. I mean, at the same time, no, because she was a model, so you know how we kind of do the same kind of thing. You know, we're on the internet, it's hard to explain to our parents.
I mean, right, a couple of things in there. First off, she was like, oh, my mum kind of gets it, she was a model. There will be models watching this who are like, look, I don't sell my own bathwater, I don't get what you're going on about, love. We are not the same thing. That doesn't make the blow any easier when your mum finds out. Also, she's kind of putting it on the other two lads who are like the podcast hosts, being like, you know how it is when you're a YouTuber telling your parents what you do. No, love, I don't know what you mean. I've never had to sit down and go, by the way, mum, your bath, my business expense, I'm just gonna fill it up, just kind of, you know, do windmills in it and then sell the water in a jar. I've never had to have that conversation, unfortunately. And then an article came out saying that Belle's mum has actually stopped talking to her over like all the stuff she's been doing. Like, this is such a hard one, because this is like a classic example of somebody that chose like money and fame over everything. Like, over everything. Like, that was her sole purpose, and she just didn't kind of think about anyone else, which I kind of, again, I can see it from both point of views. As parents, if you really didn't want her to do this, you would hope that your like opinion would have some weight in the situation, because this is so outrageous. But also, as, you know, the person doing it, you would kind of want the support of your family, right? Even if stuff that she was doing is absolutely mental, but still, there's some stuff that I don't feel like you just can't support what she was doing. I am trying to just see this from all point of view as I do in this video. Like, I don't feel strongly on a certain kind of area. I just don't want this to be like an attack video. I've just came across an article actually that recently came out, which has said that PayPal have now actually released the funds to Belle, and Belle's came out saying the only reason that PayPal have given her the money back is because of her social media following. What are all the normal non-social media users meant to do in this situation? I followed all the normal protocols and was roadblocked and gave up. She's just basically saying it's just because it blew up on Twitter that she managed to get her money back, which again, it's a lot of money that she's going to receive, but I just feel like this isn't really going to affect how she kind of is feeling about everything from what we've shown in like that podcast. My overall opinion on Belle Delphine, I just feel like she's kind of like a fame hungry person. To put it bluntly, I feel like she's a little bit full of shit. I feel like she kind of wants it both ways, but she can't have it both ways. She wants respect, but she also wants to do the most outrageous things that can't gather respect at all. And just to finish this video, like, I've been seeing like quite a lot of TikToks on my For You page this week about people kind of talking about the situation. And one TikTok that kind of like interested us was this girl posted this: my Roman Empire is how the impact Belle Delphine had on the internet ruined a whole generation. And I was thinking, like, yeah, genuinely, like, Belle Delphine, she actually would have had such an impact on people that were growing up around my age, like, because she was such a phenomenon. Everyone was talking about her at one point. A lot of people are kind of just saying that she's disgusting for what she did, but some things that kind of made us sad when I read it was, why can't you look and be more like Belle Delphine? She's petite and hot. I was severely underweight at the time just to keep a boy happy. Like, not only has this had a negative impact on guys and what guys like fetishize and all of that, but it's actually having a negative impact on their partners, because they're putting those like fetishes onto their partners, and their partners are having to like deal with that and like obviously to look like Belle Delphine, that is just not, for 99% of people, that is not going to happen. So yeah, I just feel like she's had quite a negative impact on social media in general, and I feel like she should probably just phase out now and stop kind of complaining about certain things. But yeah, let me know what you think of this situation as a whole. I find it really interesting doing videos like this, so let me know if you'd like me to cover more like stories in the news, etc. And if you would like to watch me break down another recent news story that has went absolutely mental, click right here because it's kind of outrageous. Or if you want to watch me react to some more chill videos, watch a new video on my reaction channel right now.
Kirkham, baby!